In this video, we're going to look at how you can unwrap a mesh's UVs and distribute them into multiple tiles for the UDIM workflow. Alright, so before we jump into InstaMAT, I quickly wanted to show you the asset that I'm working with. So you can see I have this workbench, and I just jumped into InstaMAT Studio to show you how this is set up. So you can see I've got all my different parts and pieces here on this workbench, and you see I have a bunch of material sections here. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and assigned a bunch of material sections to the different pieces of this workbench. And each of these different material sections are going to have the UVs unwrapped and distributed into UDIM tiles. That's how we're going to identify all the different pieces and how we're going to put each part into its specific UDIM tile. You'll notice if I go ahead and select this particular piece here, this particular material section, that we don't have any UVs. And so we're going to go ahead and unwrap those in InstaMAT now. All right, so here in InstaMAT Studio, so let's go ahead and create a project that will unwrap the UVs of that workbench mesh. So as you can see, I've created a new package here in InstaMAT. You can just go to File, New Package, or you can create a new package from the welcome screen. And let's create a new graph. So I'm going to create a new element graph here, and I'll choose to create without a template. And I'm just going to go ahead and drag my workbench FBX from the package manager into the graph and spawn it as an element mesh. So there you go. You can see we have our full mesh here in the graph, and we can start working with it. So the first thing that I want to do is I need to extract each of the different pieces from this mesh so that we can unwrap those parts individually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the information that I need by saying, let's say, get material. And so we can get the material name. And so what this node does is if I choose the index, the material section index, it's going to give me that name. So index 0 is bench, the first one, or the second one rather, is jars, and so on and so forth. So now that we have our material name at that certain index, let's go ahead and extract those pieces out based on the material name, the material section name. So I'll drag a connection from here, type out extract. So we can extract by material, by polygons, by submesh, all out there. Pretty cool nodes there in the node library. But let's go ahead and use mesh extract by material. And all I have to do now is connect the name output here to the material filtered input. And so now you can see we've extracted out the first material section, which is, again, that bench. So now that we've extracted out that material, or rather the meshes that belong to that one material section, let's go ahead and unwrap the UVs of this specific selection or extraction that we've made. And I can do that by typing in UV unwrap, so mesh UV unwrap, that node here, into quick search, and we've unwrapped the UVs for just this section. So because this is a hard surface section, I'm going to use the strategy of hard surface axial. Now to look at those UVs, I can go ahead and branch off a connection here and type in mesh UV to bring up the mesh UV node, and we get a nice preview of those UVs here. So there we go. We've now gone through the process of getting our input mesh, getting the name of the first section, the material section, then extracting the meshes that belong to that material section, and then unwrapping them, which is great. So we now have our first tile complete. So let's go ahead and do this process again by extracting the second tile. So I'm just going to select these nodes, hold Alt or Option, and just click and drag to duplicate them. And what I'll just do now is I'll go ahead and say, instead of the index 0 for the first material section, let's just bump this up to index 1. And so we've gone ahead and extracted it already. You can see it's these jars, and we've unwrapped the UVs. And if I go ahead and just connect, or rather, why don't we just branch off another one of these here? We'll say mesh UV. And there you go. You can see we have all the UVs unwrapped for the second tile. Now, what we need to do is we need to combine these two extractions together again to bring them all together into one mesh. And so we can do that with the mesh append node. So there's the mesh append node. Let's go ahead and append these together. Now take a look at what happens here. If I go ahead and just connect this to the mesh UV node, you can see we have a problem, which is that our UVs are overlapping because they're both in that 0 to 1 coordinate space. So what we need to do is we need to push one of these selections over into the next UV tile, or next UDIM tile rather. And to do that, it's pretty easy. What we can do is right-click the connection after unwrapping that second material selection, and I'll just type in UV transform to find the mesh UV transform node. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the settings for Mesh UV Transform, and keep a look at this preview here while I do this. So I'll go ahead and find these settings. I'll just use the translate option here and translate on the X over to the right by 1 unit. And so when I do that, you can see we're no longer overlapping those UV shells. And we've pushed over the UVs for this second section over by 1 full unit, that 1 full unit being an entire UV coordinate block there, over 1 to the right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and view the output of this mesh append node, and I'm going to save out a version of this mesh with these 2 sections combined so that we can look at the 2 tiles together in InstaMAT Studio. All right, so here we are back in InstaMAT Studio, and I've gone ahead and imported that mesh. And if I just go ahead and select everything here, you can see, as expected, we have our 2 UV tiles set up for the UDIM workflow. So let's go ahead and just swap back over to InstaMAT, and you can see this is how that workflow works. So we first get our initial mesh, we get the name of the material section, we extract it out, we unwrap the UVs, and then the important section here is that we translate one of those tiles over by a certain unit. So if I were to do this again, for example, let's just go ahead and make a copy of this. Let's extract the third material section, which is index 2. It's gone ahead and unwrap those for us. So there we go. We can see we have these items on the desk. Then what we would do is transform this over. So let's connect this, and I would transform that section over to 2. And then let's go ahead and append these. So I would just say, all right, let's get another mesh append node. And we'll say that we're going to append this section to our already appended other meshes. And there we have it. So we can continue this process. Now, one thing that's interesting to note here is that you'll notice that it's a very repetitive process. We're doing the same thing over and over again. So in the next part of this series of unwrapping meshes for UDIMs, I'm going to show you how we can do this a lot easier by taking advantage of a different project type in InstaMAT Studio, which is the end-pass element graph. And what the end-pass element graph lets us do is create repeating graphs. And we can create a node that can iterate through all the material sections in the input mesh and automatically distribute those tiles. It's a fantastic workflow, and I can't wait to show you how this works. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, drop us a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. For the latest news about InstaMAT, please visit our website, follow us on X, join us on Discord, or sign up for the Abstract community. You can find all the links in the video description below. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.